Top 5 things you need to know about emergency funds. One of the most important aspects of managing your finances wisely is being able to maintain an emergency fund. You never know when you might need easily accessible money for urgent and important expenses. Those are the times when thinking ahead and being prepared matters most. This is what we will tackle in today's video. We are going to go over the concept of emergency funds and the basics of building your own. Hi, welcome to RCe Finance Guide, where we'll be talking about the topics of handling finances and making money. We will upload videos to the channel for your watching pleasure 4 to 5 times per week. If you have any feedback or comments about the topics you would like to see, make sure to comment them down below. Also, make sure to press the subscribe button and hit the notification bell to be updated on all of our latest video. If you have any further questions, you can comment on them while I work. Not so long ago, the world experienced massive lockdowns due to a pandemic. Many businesses closed down and a lot of people lost their jobs, and consequently, their incomes. Those are the kinds of scenarios that prove that having some backup money is essential. There will be many situations in life when having an emergency fund is highly beneficial. What is the emergency fund? The term emergency fund refers to money stashed away that people can use in times of financial distress. The purpose of an emergency fund is to improve financial security by creating a safety net that can be used to meet unanticipated expenses, such as an illness or major home repairs. Assets in an emergency fund tend to be cash or highly liquid assets. This reduces the need to either draw from the highest interest debt options, such as credit cards or unsecured loans, or undermine your future security by tapping into retirement funds. Did you know that even large companies encourage their employees to build up an emergency fund? Well-known companies like Trust Financial Corporation, Levi-Strauss & Co., and Prudential Financial Incorporation have offered their employees means to separate a certain portion of their income to go into the secured funds that they can access in cases of emergency. If left unused, the money can be added to their retirement fund. For those of us who are not under any of this program, we can still build our own emergency funds. How much should emergency funds be? The best size for an emergency fund depends on a number of factors, including your financial situation, expenses, lifestyles, and debts. Many financial advisors recommend saving enough to cover anywhere from 3 to 6 months worth of expenses, which can help you weather a modest healthcare bill or a short bout of unemployment. How do I build emergency fund? Starting early is the key to setting up an emergency fund because it helps you build up a affordable cushion against unexpected emergency later in life. Getting a start in emergency funds is relatively easy. Here are some simple ways to begin saving for one. Number 1. Set aside a comfortable amount from your salary each month. Calculate your living expenses for the desired period. Make that your target for an emergency fund. You can then divert a portion of your paycheck by setting up an automatic transfer to that account each month. Once the fund is built up, invest extra savings for your long-term goal. A retirement fund, once you've maxed out your retirement savings, that money could go into an investment account with higher risks and reward. 2. If you're living a paycheck to paycheck, you may want to start with the more modest goals, such as putting 2% of your net income into a rainy day fund, slowly increasing your contribution rate every few months. Even a modest safety net can help you buy a little time to face an unforeseen financial crisis. Save your tax refund. You may be tempted to think of a tax refund or stimulus check as extra money for discretionary spend. Instead, consider diverting it toward your emergency fund to give you an added financial cushion. Another way to build emergency savings is through decluttering and organizing, says Kevin Gallego, Vice President of Sales and Phoenix Operations with Freedom Financial Network, an online financial services company for consumer debt settlement, mortgage shopping, and personal loans. You can make extra money by selling unneeded items on eBay or Craigslist or holding a yard sale. You can also consider turning a hobby into a part-time work, from which you can devote the income to savings. Do you have an emergency fund? Among the ways to build an emergency fund, which do you think works best for you? Tell us in the comments section below. Now that we have tackled defining emergency funds and covered basic methods to build up the funds, what do we do with the money? Although you can opt to simply keep the money in a bank account for easy accessibility, you may opt to invest it, but it can also grow over the time if left unused. Important points to consider when investing your emergency fund. When considering investment options for your emergency fund money, aim for assets that are more liquid, or ones that you can convert into cash quickly and easily without withdrawal penalty. You can keep your money in a checking account or savings account. You can pay for an emergency expense immediately. But there are ways to invest emergency funds so that they can earn return. Liquid assets like money market accounts, high-yield savings accounts, and certificate of deposits, CDs, are among the ways you can invest your emergency fund money so that it can grow and remain accessible. Let's take a look at each one more closely. Money market accounts are interest-bearing accounts at banks or credit unions that are sort of mixed between a checking account and a savings account. They are considered low risk so that they can be ideal for an emergency fund. Money market accounts can provide APYs of about 3% to 4%. Most of these are also insured by FDIC up to $250,000, so you can be sure that your funds are safe. High yields accounts generally provide higher interest rates than traditional saving accounts. You can earn 3% to 4% from many high yield savings accounts. This is much higher compared to an average APY of about 0.3% from traditional savings accounts. Money in a high yield savings accounts, including online accounts, is typically FDIC insured. Last but not the least, certificate of deposits, CDs, can also provide more interest than keeping your money in a checking account. Like a money market account and a high-yield savings account, a CD offers FDIC protection for up to $250,000 per account. Generally, CDs with longer maturities, such as for 5 years, have higher interest rates. However, one drawback with keeping an emergency fund in a CD is that you usually need to pay a penalty to cash out CD before it matures, which makes it more difficult to access your money if you need it immediately. It is important to know here that real estate properties are usually not recommended forms of investment for emergency funds due to the possible difficulty of selling them to get usable cash in emergency situations. Stocks are also considered too volatile and may not be a secure way to maintain the target account for your emergency funds. Bonds are generally less volatile than stocks. They may take time to sell. Which of these investment options do you like the best? Would you also be open to investing your emergency funds, or would you prefer to keep it in a savings account for straightforward access? Tell us in the comment section below. Also, if you like this video, just give it a thumbs up. We can keep making videos like this. As a summary, here are the key takeaways from this video. An emergency fund should ideally be enough to cover 3 to 6 months worth of necessary expenses. Emergency funds should be easily accessible so that you can use them to cover unexpected expenses. You can invest emergency funds in more liquid assets so that you can earn money and convert the assets into cash quickly. Consider avoiding more volatile investment with emergency funds because you may be forced to sell at a loss when you need the money. More importantly, for more guidance on how to invest your funds according to personal situation and goals, consider consulting a professional financial advisor. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Hope you found this video informative and useful. Whether you already have an emergency fund or you have a currently planning to start one, I hope you can use the knowledge we have shared with you. Please also share your personal opinions and experiences regarding emergency funds in the comments section below. If there are also topics related to finance that you would want us to cover, do not hesitate to inform us. Don't forget to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the notifications bell to keep you posted on more informative videos like this.